Hey, it's
Hey.
podcast.
Go number 2.
Go number 2. What?
I don't know what you're talking about, Matt.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just senile.
Well, let's start introducing ourselves. I am Logan,
I'm Matt.
I'm Anthony.
and we are the starting crew for Barking Rat Media. This is our first of hopefully many podcasts, and on these we're going to try and focus around gaming and film news with a little bit of story time from everybody. So
Oh, yeah.
let's
story time.
jump right into things. And I believe Anthony, you had a list for us to start out with our first topic.
Oh, yeah. So, games recently played. I've been
Right,
playing,
okay.
I've been playing Shadow of Mordor. Just finished the game. Great game. Whatnot. And I did something really, really different with this game. It was weird for me.
Right, and that was
Okay, so you know how I play. I want to be in the free mode.
right,
Irritates the
and
crap out of
that.
you. I know.
Yes, it really does. It
I
pisses
don't.
me
I still
off.
don't understand why. But I tried doing it.
I don't really know either.
I tried going through and did it more of how you guys play of just let's just go after the story. And
Right.
it was different. It was different.
See, because I usually try to play through the story first and then do all the free mode stuff later. Because a lot of the free mode stuff you can't get until after you have certain abilities. And so I see it and it's right there and there's a collectible and it just pisses me off to no end that I can't fucking reach it.
I mean, but usually for like me, I get better at the game. I know what I'm doing. It helps.
Right, I guess. I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. But, I mean,
Exactly.
Shadow of Mordor was a really good game for me, and I did a little bit the opposite actually too myself, and I spent a lot of time playing in just free mode. So I think we kind of reversed roles here, and I spent actually a
Yeah, we did.
stupendous amount of time trying to entirely take over the fort by the sea in the second part of Mordor that you get to go to, that the greener part, and I actually spent about an hour and a half using Stealth Brand on all of the Uruks in there, and I successfully took over that entire fort. Pretty damn proud of myself, actually.
Wow.
You sound proud of yourself.
Well,
Giving yourself a button.
Yes.
nobody asked you,
want a
Matt.
button.
Get a gold star.
We need to have
And just so everyone knows, as why I just said I want a button, I am not with Matt or Logan.
Right. I would like to point that out
Which-
right now that me and Matt are filming this, or not filming, recording this from our apartment in Michigan, and Anthony is being recorded from his college in Indiana.
Because
So
he's too lazy to come here.
yeah, because he's lazy
Hi.
and he doesn't have money to pay for gas to get here, and he has school and things like a square.
I just like to call him lazy.
Yeah, because he is.
You know what, Matt? Just shut up.
Hey,
It
none,
happens.
no,
It
hey,
happens.
no negativity on this podcast.
I'm
All
probably
right.
the laziest one out of all of us right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For the people
That is
listening,
a
you're gonna
valid point.
realize a lot of times we're gonna say things and go back on what we say. That is just who we are. So deal with it.
I never go back on anything.
Right. So, yeah,
my
for
word.
any little glitches in the audio that you might hear, that is why, because Anthony, our editor, is going to have some fun trying to splice these two clips together.
Yes. For sure.
Also, I'd like to point out that
Alrighty.
Anthony is using a gaming headset mic, and me and Matt are actually using studio condenser mics, so his audio is going to sound a little bit weird.
It actually sounds pretty good. I mean, I got this, and I've been playing with the audio. Sounds actually pretty freaking good.
Yeah, but Anthony, I'm using a $100 large diaphragm mic here. This thing's going to sound a lot better.
I mean, at least it's not like some
Yes,
people where they use
I realize.
phones.
Right, yeah, those people who use their phones to record
Yes.
their podcasts, that talk about unprofessional.
Okay. No. Let me. I need to rant here.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to rant.
Let's go.
Okay. I am in a class right now where they are trying to teach us how to do these. It's storytelling and multimedia. Okay. They are trying to teach us how to do things very like in a cheap way.
Right, and cheaping is
Okay.
never good.
No.
Yes, it's never good. And so they're like, why would you need to go out and buy an expensive camera when you have an iPhone? Why do you need to buy recording devices when you can use your phone? And I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, why would they be telling you that? The 1080 on your iPhone is not true 1080.
I can't even hear that with a straight face.
I know. Matt's over here cracking up, almost laying down when he heard that. So
Like, okay, no, like I am paying money to learn. I haven't learned anything in this class, and it's like, no. This is like early stuff. Like, what is a microphone?
that is
And I knew more than what the book. I knew more about a microphone than what the book was saying.
that is top. That's top right there. That is.
So like, I really just haven't been given a crap about
Yeah.
this class.
You know, the whole college system is kind of cheeky. They're all about just
It
taking
really
your
is.
money.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to
So-
avoid going to college if I don't have to. I actually know how to set up this entire podcast setup without having any form of college education. So, I mean, any idiot can do it. It's not like you really have to know what you're doing that much.
I love how you qualified yourself as an idiot.
Right, I am. I'll be the
I
first to
mean-
admit that.
I mean, let's really think about this. We're all idiots at something.
Yeah, I mean, audio is kind of my little niche. Everything else, I'll be damned if I know anything. I'm like, what's his name? In Hogan's Heroes, what's his name? Schultz. I see nothing.
Okay. All right, but let's go back onto our original
Okay,
topic
right.
on the
Right,
games.
rabbit trails.
Just wondering. I mean, that's kind of what I've been playing. Like, what games have you guys been playing lately?
I actually just downloaded Defense Grid 2 from the Xbox One store because I've always been really
Okay.
into these tower strategy games. It's actually pretty fun. The story is a little cheesy, the dialogue's a little cheesy. If you can get past that, the gameplay actually not bad. The only really downfall I feel like is some of the aliens in the that you have to combat with it. They're just a little bit too overpowered for the tower types. I feel like they don't do a whole lot of damage, so a lot of them just rush right past you. It's kind of broken in that aspect, but it gives it a nice challenge.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Matt?
I just been playing Battlefield Hardline.
That is actually something I wanted to talk about
It's
too.
actually pretty good.
Yeah, the beta for that is actually not too bad, but sniping that game is
Yeah.
fucking broken.
Yeah, I have a game clip where I basically got screwed over by the sniping.
I mean, I took out a helicopter with a sniper by shooting it in the rotor blades, all right? It's broken. And I couldn't hit crap, and in Battlefield 3, I was like the best sniper there was. I could get cross-map kills. But now playing in Hardline, I'll be damned if I can hit a guy that's 20 feet in front of me with a sniper. I feel like the drop is just over-accentuated,
Also, I'd like to say how I love how they emphasize the whole heist mode.
right?
I feel like that's kind of a stab at
Yeah, they're
GTA 5.
Right, they're kind of stabbing at GTA 5, which came out what 2 years ago
I
now,
mean,
and
they're
still,
doing a pretty good job
And
with
they
it.
still haven't come out.
yeah,
with
and the heist mode on Battlefield Hardline is actually really fun.
Like I've heard it described like this before, and playing it, I actually agree with it more. It's basically like a bigger scale Payday that you're actually playing with actual people.
Right, it's actually really fun,
Oh,
and
don't get me started. on
it
that.
actually plays kind of like in Medal of Honor, the bomb defusal, and what was it in Battlefield? What did they call it? Where you had the objective that you had to defend the MCOMs.
I can't remember it.
I don't remember what the game mode was called, but it plays a lot like that, where you're first defending one item from the crooks, and then another one, and then a third one if the crooks get that before the cops run out of tickets or whatever. So it's actually really fun, and I liked it. I've only played it a couple of times, and I actually got a chance to test out my new Elgato HD60, which that thing is a little champ.
Can't wait to use it.
It actually streams really nice. I was kind of impressed with it. I was a little skeptical going in. I thought it would stream with artifacts and, seeing all kinds of pixelation, and actually comes out really crisp and clean, and I really like the live voiceover feature that it has.
So, quick question. So, Matt,
Hey, what's up?
I hear you also play Skyrim.
Yes, a
Yeah,
lot.
okay, Matt is very big
Explain
into
to
Skyrim.
me how. No. How?
Okay, so the way I go into games like this is I played on console first. I know I'll get a lot of hate from that just from like PC elitists, but the
PC
reason I
Master
do that
Race.
is so essentially I don't ruin the actual game. I can go through the story and I won't be tempted to download the what is it, the mods. And then after that, then go in and basically download it off Steam, and then I use mods to basically enhance the game to go further on.
Right, but like that kind of game, it's just so open world. I feel like there's so much to do in that game. I just don't even know where to start, and I end up just
Exactly.
kind of wandering around like a zombie in that game. Like, what the fuck do I do?
That's why if I were to have mods, I feel like I'd do that way more because I'd ruin the actual gameplay by basically using cheat systems essentially to boost my guy all the way up, and then I would basically ruin the entire game.
Right. Well, I just don't even know where to start. There's so many quests, and even games like World of Warcraft. I just get so overwhelmed with how many quests there are and all the different things you can do. It's too much for me, and I don't like it.
Yeah, see, that's where I come from. So I mean, I'm used to games like that because I play EverQuest too. Like I play MMOs and all that.
Right. I tried playing those kinds of games.
I tried playing like games like Skyrim and all that. I can't do it. The game is just so big and there's so much to do. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't understand how
It's kind
someone
of
can
like-
be like spend hours and hours on that game.
It takes dedication.
You can't hardly
Yeah, I know-
100% it. Hardly anyone can do it because there's
Yeah, I
so
know.
much.
And yet, I know people who have done it 3 or 4 times on PS3, on
I know,
Xbox
same here.
360, on laptop, on their desktop. It's insane. Like, how do you have that much
That's
time?
kind of like jabbed at me.
It kind of is, Matthew. It kind of is.
Well, because the way I did that was because I got on the PS3 first, and then all of a sudden they released the DLC on 360, and they didn't release the DLC on the PS3 until the Legendary Edition came out. So I was kind of stuck getting the 360.
So of course you had to get it.
Exactly. So I get on the 360 so I can play the DLC without having mods.
Right,
And then
naturally.
I get it on my computer finally. And that's basically where that trail lifted off.
Well, I mean, I just so much time and dedication to one game. I don't know if I have that attention span. You're stronger willed than I am, Matt.
But not only that, not only is it like so much and a lot of time, but it's so like much knowledge that you have to get
Yeah.
to play.
Right, you have to
Yeah.
understand
You
this
have
game.
to understand everything. I couldn't understand the game.
It's kind of like that the Minecraft mod Galacticraft. There's just so much stuff in it that you have to understand.
Exactly.
It almost breaks your brain trying to play this game.
Yeah,
But like
it's
Well, like to me, it's just one of those things where I put all this time into it, and then, like with Skyrim, for example, once you go to Sovngarde near the end of the game, it's just basically a lot of the stuff you do plays out with the people that are there, and just one of those things. It's kind of like Mass Effect, where you see everything that happens after you do it, and that's just kind of like the satisfaction of putting all the time into it.
okay. I can see that. I can see that.
All right, so let's move on here, continuing with the gameplay topic. Anthony, it looks
Yeah,
like you wanted to talk about the new Super Smash Bros. What's up with that one?
Have you guys have seen it? Right?
I've
For
heard
now?
about it, but I haven't actually seen it or
I've
played it.
seen it. I really haven't played it all though.
Okay, so I've got the 3DS XL. Love that. You know, like 2 or 3 days after it came out, I went and got this
Yeah.
game. The game is actually sick.
It looks good.
I mean, there's just for one. Let's not even going into the Wii U part of it. Just in its being a handheld game, and the fact that you can then also play it with the console was phenomenal.
Right, and
I mean, there's so much you can do, and then not only that, you can play with up to 8 people when you're on the
okay,
console.
and on the old Super Smash Bros, it was only 4-player, right?
Yes, you can only do like
Okay.
4 players,
So-
and stuff like that.
And I remember in the old Super Smash Bros, playing with 4 people was just chaos. I can't imagine
It
now
is.
playing with 8.
Oh, I know. Like, and what's really cool is like with 8, I mean, these maps like they're not very much. They're not much bigger at all.
Okay.
So it's
That'd be
like you're
hectic.
just like running around, just beating the crap out of everyone.
So there's just absolute chaos going on the screen. I couldn't do it, man. I remember playing the old games as a kid, and it was almost too much for me playing with 4 people. I'd always almost rage quit.
Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why I haven't played it personally because I'm a very competitive person when it comes to games.
We all know
Yes,
that,
we
Matt.
know that, Matt.
So, yeah, so I like just sitting back and watching other people play it, which is one of the reasons why I like the amiibos, because you can basically just set it up and basically just watch it go.
Right, I've heard a bit about those, and that seems like a really cool function. You could pretty much just set up two amiibos and let them fight together and basically be watching
Yeah.
a fighting tournament on your couch. I just like the idea of you sitting there on your couch watching two characters fight on screen and
pretty cool,
somebody
actually.
walking into the room like, "What are you doing?"
And the fact that they level up
Oh yeah.
too.
Right, so they progress with you, and basically you can get them to the point where you can't even beat them, and then it's just kind of defeating, and it's sad that you can't even beat your own character.
And then what's really cool though, still going back on the Super Smash Bros, is that you can play like on your 3DS and on like the Wii U pad. And
Okay,
like with the Wii
have
U
you
pad,
gotten any experience with that?
yeah, with the actual pad, no, I played with the 3DS
Right, with
while we
actually-
were playing on the console.
Okay.
And we were playing on the Wii U. And what's really cool about this Wii U pad and whatnot is you don't even necessarily need the TV on or anything anymore. You can play your Wii U with it just sitting there.
Okay. That's a little interesting now.
Well, yeah. So like now it's just kind of like setting up your Wii U, turn on your Wii U pad, and now you guys can all be playing Super Smash Bros. You all have your own screen if you're on like your 3DS and whatnot. You have the person on the gamepad, and you're all just playing.
See, now that's really nice. That's kind of attractive to being able to have your own screen, and I'd kind of like to see that implemented in a Mario Kart game.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's really cool. You can do that with the new Mario Kart games and whatnot too.
Really, that I did not know. I haven't really been following Nintendo a lot lately.
Okay.
After the Wii came out, I kind of stopped because the Wii was kind of a bomb, in my opinion.
I know what you mean, but like honestly,
Yeah.
I think Nintendo did the game like portable part of it, kind of like what PS3 did with the Vita. I think they did it very well.
And that was a very nice segue right there, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Because I
I just
Way to
had,
call
I
it
had to
out.
ruin.
because I do have the Vita.
I just had to ruin that for
yeah,
you.
I know. Way to ruin it. But I do have the Vita. And honestly, I think you guys should either think about getting one.
Right. I mean, that's who I am. I'm Logan. I like to ruin things for people. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a Vita personally.
I personally don't have the money to get a Vita because I just blew about $1,000 on audio equipment being able to do this
I know.
podcast. So screw you guys.
Yes, I know. I realize. I'm just
And I'm
saying.
moving out, so it's gonna be a little while.
I'm just saying.
Right.
The Vita is. I mean, it's not very great with PS3 integration, but I did use it for the PS4. Fantastic.
Okay. So what kind of can you do with that? I really haven't followed a whole lot of that
Okay,
as much.
Vita. So like I've been actually using my Vita lately because I only have the PS3 right now. Is I can do like my Minecraft on there. So like for these future things that we want to do on Minecraft, I've been on my Vita around and I can just start building everything, and then I'm pretty much uploading it for for the PS3 files.
Right, and then you can cloud save it,
Yes.
right?
So
Okay.
like I'm
you-
able to do all these cool things with the Vita while I'm not at my PS3.
See, now what I want to know is your PS3 game saves or your PS4 game saves. Is there any way to get that onto the Xbox One at all?
I believe there could be. I'm not exactly sure. Haven't looked too much into it.
Because
Yeah.
I have this freaking amazing full-size football stadium that I've been building
Yep.
on the PS3, and I bought an Xbox One about a year ago.
Yep, I remember that.
And I'm just really depressed knowing I can't get this thing onto my PS3 because I literally did the scale out for meter to yards, and I rounded it to the nearest. So I have about a 100-meter long football stadium. That's the right width, and it is
mean length,
enormous.
not width.
Like no, length and width of the field.
Oh,
it's the right
you got
size.
the length and
100%.
width also. Okay.
Yes, I did both dimensions as close as I possibly could using 1 meter blocks in Minecraft. So I think I rounded everything up just for the ease of making doors and all that fun stuff on Minecraft. But I just really want to know if there's a way I can get that onto the Xbox One, and if there's not, I'm going to be really disappointed because I'm kind of phasing out my PS3 in favor of the Xbox One because I just really like that a lot better.
I don't know, Matt. Do you know anything?
In my honest opinion, I feel like all the Minecraft worlds like that are just becoming graveyards, essentially. I really don't know how else to say it.
Like, what do you mean? Like they're just kind of being abandoned?
Yeah, pretty much, because as people are switching to the newer consoles, it's kind of like you really don't go back at all, and it's kind of like a graveyard filled with relics that you built before.
Right, and that's why I want to figure out if I can get that advanced onto the next console. I know you can do it between 360 and One with cloud
Yeah,
save,
exactly.
but I don't know about PS3 and PS4 and whether or not you can get PS3 to transfer onto Xbox One. I would think not because of cross-console bullshit, but
I I feel like you should be able to get it over some
or
way.
I mean,
would I
also-
maybe be able to get it on the PC and then port it from the PC onto the Xbox?
That I feel like there's got to be a way that you can do it because you see, I don't know, I just feel like Minecraft is such a big thing that they would have a way that you could do that.
Right, I feel like somebody has to have figured this out or at least tried.
Oh yeah.
Also, like I was gonna say, with the hopes of it being owned by Microsoft now, you would think that they try to make it better to basically transfer over to their own console, essentially.
Right, you would think they would try to favor you and entice you into using their stuff.
Which I know sounds dirty, but if you're using Xbox One, I
It
mean,
really only helps you.
You just kind of have to accept it.
You already got your luxurious specialness. You guys got you actually got the game before us by quite a while.
Exactly.
So I mean and then you
that
guys
is
were
true.
also updated more than us for also the longest time. So I mean,
Right,
in
but
a
that
way-
was only with the 360, right?
yeah, like for the 360 compared to the PS3 when it first came out, PS3's version was way behind on than the
Right, it was behind
Xbox.
by like four or five title updates.
Yeah, exactly. And that was like that until almost the PS4 came out. So you did get your I'm better and I'm going to favor you, but it was just early.
But that's when it was still owned by Mojang, though, not Microsoft.
Right, that's when Mojang had an exclusive contract for Minecraft with Microsoft.
Yeah.
And then 4J took it over for the console port, and they still, because Microsoft and Minecraft had that exclusive contract that expired, then 4J did their port over for the PS3.
Which I was very happy for.
And I was too at the time because I was using the PS3, and then I abandoned that for the Xbox One,
Yep.
which has been getting a lot of hate from a few of my friends saying it's a piece of crap, and they've been having a lot of connection problems,
there
and
actually
especially
has
with
been.
GTA.
Yeah, there has been.
And I feel like a lot of those connection problems are more on Rockstar's end because I feel like 9 times out of 10, I can't connect to a game, and then all of a sudden it says that Rockstar's services are down. And I really think Rockstar needs to get their crap together because they told us there was going to be heists when this game came out, and there wasn't. They told us all these things
Yes.
were going to be in the game, and they just continually release them afterwards. And although it's still free, which is by far better than a lot of games have done with DLC and microtransactions, it's still really disappointing that they let you ship out not a full game.
Oh yeah.
My only gripe with that is two people that basically try saying that, oh, you got the game, what else do you want? Rockstar has been promising this since day one, essentially.
Before day one.
And
Right.
They still don't have heist. Exactly. So, and they still don't have heist. So, I mean,
Right, it was featured in the video explaining what GTA Online was and saying that you could do heists, and it's been now 2 years and it's still not there.
'cause, I mean, even Rockstar is like, basically, I don't know, talking crap about the fans complaining as well with their advertisements for it.
Right, it's really disappointing, and I think there was a thread on Reddit a while back about everybody stopping pre-ordering games, and I really think that's a
Exactly.
good idea. Because now with everybody pre-ordering a game, the company just gets their money and then they can ship out an unfinished product, and it really screws over the customer, and the company really doesn't care.
Yeah, that's quite
It's been that
irritating.
way with every major game release over the last few years. I mean, how many games have come out and everything it had to be tweaked and nerfed for the next 7 to 8
Exactly.
months.
Yeah, that's
It
really
just-
irritating.
They're releasing broken games, and it's really a sad hit to the gaming industry.
Because, like, for instance, the new Assassin's Creed Unity, that game was practically broken when it came out. Like, let's be real here. There was hardly anything you could do. Like, I'll be honest, I pre-ordered it, and then I came in, I said, I don't want this anymore. I saw one person play it, and it looked too broken for me to play.
Right. There was a lot of frame rate dropping and a lot of glitching out, people falling through the maps. I had that problem a couple of times myself. And it was just really disappointing because the gameplay was actually kind of fun when the game worked right, but that was just not very often.
And a side note with that is, like, I'm also a hardcore Assassin's Creed fan, too. Like, I've owned every single one up to this point, so it's not like it's just someone blindly looking at an Assassin's Creed game either.
Right, and that's why it's kind of good having you here, being able to talk about this.
Yeah, that's really nice. So, have you guys been playing that new game on like the iPhone and Android, Trivia Crack?
Absolutely not. I have refused to become a slave to any new pop culture.
Well, I mean, I've played it. I'm not like everybody else where I play it, and honestly, I've lost so many games because I've just lost all. Basically, I've just lost all interest in it.
Okay, just wondering, just because
Yeah, I don't play very many.
that game is like becoming so big. Like I don't understand.
I know, it's like
powerhouse right now.
It's a
It's like the new Flappy Bird.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
I don't understand why these simple games are making honestly a ton of money. And it's
Well, and see, what I don't understand is this game is literally a repeat of a game that came out a few years ago, the Logo Pop quiz game. It's almost
Yeah.
the exact same thing with just different questions. And I don't understand why people are just so ready to buy this game and pay money for it.
I mean, it's like with Candy Crush. It plays on your addictive tendencies because it's one of those things where it gives you lives. It basically gives you a certain amount of time in which you can do something. So when you lose, you get pissed off, but when you win, the feeling is great. And especially that you're doing it against other people, you basically have bragging rights. Therefore, after.
okay.
So
Right.
I feel like that's where a lot of it comes from.
But it honestly reminds me of the old TV show that like I don't even know if it still exists. Is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah,
There's a reason why no one watches it.
exactly.
So I
'Cause
don't
nobody
understand why
wants to be
you're
a
now going to be
millionaire.
like, oh, I'm going to go play this game, and it's the exact same thing.
I almost feel like it's a flash in the pan, basically. It's there, it looks good for the time being, but then it's going to fall off pretty soon. Because, I mean, like you said, look at Flappy Bird.
Okay,
Yeah, that
but
died
Flappy
down
Bird-
after the guy.
Flappy Bird is still really big though. Like they're still making a bunch of like knockoff games of it, and people are still making money off
I-
of doing that.
I saw an arcade that actually made an arcade game of Flappy Bird. It was an actual legitimate licensed Flappy Bird arcade game.
I almost feel like that would be addictive.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It was a brand new one.
It looks dumb, but I feel like it would be addictive just being able to see like just being able to see the high score on a leaderboard right there.
I mean, okay, I can see
Right,
what you're
the-
saying.
And that's where it plays
propulsion.
to.
I
Yeah.
see what you're saying there, and then it makes people want to spend more money. But again, that's still spending a ton of money
Yeah.
on nothing.
It really
pretty
is.
much.
On us.
It,
No,
it
it's
really is.
like Jetpack Joyride that was on Facebook like 8 years ago.
The reason you're seeing so many knockoffs is because it's so recent that people are basically just trying to hit gold again and basically trying to make money off it. Like that's the problem we're having with mobile games right now.
Right, and it really sucks to see such an influx of knockoff games on the App
Exactly.
Store because then you have to sift through all these stupid, cheap, crappy done games to find any good ones, and it's really hard because everybody wants to charge you like $8 for their stupid game.
Yeah, no, it's really dumb.
I mean, what happened when we had free games that were actually decent for your phone?
I really don't know. I mean, I honestly can't find any in my phone right now.
I don't know, and like that's why on my phone I think I have Solitaire and Bloons Tower Defense.
Yeah, I just use Sudoku.
Yeah,
I
and
love Sudoku.
Bloons is a free game, and Bloons Tower Defense was such a hit. That was a fantastic game. I remember
What
in high
happened to
school,
that game?
everybody
I have not seen
played
that
that game.
I have not seen.
Like, I don't even know what happened to it.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I
game
don't
in
think they
forever.
made anything.
I mean, I never saw it like blow up either though, because I saw it like on the Flash games, like on Newgrounds and stuff like that on the front page, but I never really heard anybody talking about it.
Right. Well, in our high school, that was kind of the game to play. And
Okay.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
it was.
were like walking around the computer labs, everybody was playing that game because usually that was one of the only games that wasn't blocked, like Ninja Kiwi games.
Yeah.
None of those were
Yes.
ever blocked, so you could get online and go and play those. So I don't know about in any other communities, but at least in Grand Rapids, that game really blew up, and everybody talked about it all the time.
I mean, in my school, it was just we basically had open source on our computers, so we really
Yeah, well,
didn't
you also went
have
to
that
school in
much
the
of it.
ghetto. So, yeah, that kind of explains why it didn't really blow up at your school. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, that does.
because we
make sense,
basically could
at
do
least.
anything essentially.
I mean, shit, half the people skipped class at your school, Matt.
Like me and one of my teachers were playing Diablo 3.
Yeah, see, you went to a different kind of school than everybody
Yeah.
else. If we tried that, we would get yelled at and probably sent home for the day.
My teacher gave me an A for beating him.
That's dumb. No, that is what's
Okay.
wrong with America right there.
No,
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 it's
that's
for-
what's right with America.
No, because it was a. I mean, it actually made sense with the class because it was an actual computer class and it was a substitute teacher and it was basically A for credit
Okay,
for the day.
okay, that makes sense.
See, context is key.
Yes, it is. Very much.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we at for time right now,
We're-
Anthony?
We're about halfway to an hour, about 30 minutes, you know?
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we still have four or five things here on the list for us.
Yes, about,
I think
yeah.
we can get through this.
Oh, yeah, we can do this.
Okay.
Matt,
I think I want to really try and shoot for an hour.
What's up?
Yeah. Matt, you bought the interview, didn't you?
I rented it.
Oh, you rented
the day
it.
it came out on my
And-
Xbox.
And I
Yes.
actually saw it on Netflix. The
Yes.
interview was actually a fantastic
It
movie.
was it was a
Great movie. I was so glad that they put it on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at the Super Bowl, about 15 minutes after halftime, I saw a meme on Reddit of a screenshot of Dave and the guy who played Kim Jong, and they captioned it with, "Look, Dave, they played Firework," and it was just the funniest thing.
Oh my word! I
love how
need to
Kim-
find this. I have not seen that yet.
I love how Kim
it's-
Jong Un was played by the Asian Jim in The Office. That's all I saw in that movie.
Oh man. See, I don't even watch The Office, so I didn't notice that.
But either way, I think it was a great movie. I think they handled like the whole North Korea situation perfectly.
Right, it actually did go very well, and I thought how they played Kim Jong Un was kind of funny, and playing him such a cool guy at sometimes, and then as a little kid at other times. It was a really interesting play on a character.
Also, like because so many times you see other countries like that where we're basically just trying to basically belittle the country, where that movie made the North Koreans just look innocent.
Right,
They're
it didn't
just
really take a
blindly following
jab.
a leader that they have no other idea of anything else, pretty much.
Right, and what was really funny too about that movie is Seth Rogen did really good.
Yeah.
I mean, usually he's kind of a cheesy actor. So go ahead, Anthony.
I honestly feel like the movie, it was supposed to be like a comedy. It was really funny. I'll agree with
Yeah.
that. But then at the same time, I felt that it really did hit that situation very seriously. On
I did.
Yeah, right at the very end with his interview.
Right at
Actually,
the
yes.
it makes sense, and I can honestly see why he didn't want them to show it, you
Yeah.
know, and the fact that honestly that Netflix had the courage and the balls to actually put it up there, I have
Yeah.
to applaud them for that. So I just want to point out for the Super Bowl, you know how I'm working tech down here at the same time, and doing all that type of stuff. One of the guys I work with is actually a buddy with the guy who does all of the sound and lighting for the Super Bowl.
Really? Okay, I do remember you talking to me
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, so before the initial, it was Katy Perry was coming out, I already knew that it was going to be Katy Perry doing the halftime show and stuff.
Right, and that's kind of interesting that you have that connection there. So, who is this guy again? It's a friend of yours or a friend of a friend?
It's pretty much a guy that I work with. He's another student.
Okay.
There's another college right down the road, and there's some guy over there that does that.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's actually really interesting.
I have a teacher who was a ref in the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. Not
I
sure if it was
remember
this
you
year.
telling about that.
It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, he's probably got some pretty good
there's
stories.
That, and then like, there's like a what's his name? A guy that my dad works with. He does all the filming.
Yeah, you're
Like,
you're
he's
secret
on the
agent of a
cameras.
dad.
I feel like I couldn't be trusted with that. I feel like I just zoom in all the way on the football, just be like, oh, look at those stitches.
Okay, quick.
No, Matt.
story
no,
about this.
No, Matt, you'd be on the cheerleaders.
Okay,
Let's be
no,
completely honest.
no.
I'd be a
quick-
cheerleader.
Oh, I love
Okay,
this story.
quick story about this. When I was about 13, I was visiting my dad in Dallas, and he is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. He has season tickets every year. So we were sitting at the stadium, and we weren't actually in our seats. He took us up by the camera guy because he knew that was kind of what I was into. I liked all that kind of tech stuff. And I'm sitting right behind this dude. I mean, like, I could have reached up and touched him. And I was like, hey, dude, zoom in on the cheerleaders. And at the time, I didn't really know what he was doing. He touched his ear, and he started talking. And turns out, later as I got into this, he was pretty much asking Master Control if they were on him and if he was okay to get the shot. And apparently they okayed him because about 30 seconds after I asked him, he zoomed in on the cheerleaders, and it was fucking awesome.
Have you ever watched the show Pawn Stars?
Couple of times.
Oh, I love that show.
It's kind of like with that. You can tell that guys run the cameras because usually for the cut scenes, they're always pointing at female
Yes.
cleavage that are looking over display cases, without fail. Every
Yes.
single episode.
Yep, that happened quite a lot.
Oh, yes.
I mean, don't even get me started on Pawn Stars. They're
So funny.
just a scumbag TV show that clogs up the History Channel now.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of
No, it's
I feel like a lot of
hilarious.
shit clogs up History Channel though.
Yeah, the History Channel is not even history anymore.
It's just a channel.
To an
You
extent.
could say that the History
it
Channel is history.
Not really, but kind of.
I mean, a lot of the stuff now they're basically just picking at straws, hoping to get something out of it.
Right, it's kind of disappointing to see how everything just goes to the lowest common denominator now.
Like with the aliens, I don't understand that at all.
Right.
I understand how you can have like one special on it, but an entire series is just
Right,
baffling to
it's-
me.
It's just kind of stupid to have so much stuff that's on a show and on a channel that was supposed to be educational, and now it's pretty much just lowest common denominator entertainment.
Yeah.
It's just what people want to see, not what's actually factual. I mean, on any major holiday, you turn on the History Channel, it's most likely a Pawn Stars marathon.
Hey, I like watching those. Don't judge.
I mean, I like watching them too. It's true though.
It is.
Or the South Park episode where they poke fun at the History Channel Thanksgiving.
Okay, so
Don't know if you've seen that.
I don't watch a ton of South Park. Please elaborate.
So essentially, it was them poking fun at the History Channel for all their alien shows, and essentially they made it to where Thanksgiving was made by two groups of aliens that were the Indians and the Pilgrims, and essentially just pokes fun at the History Channel.
Okay, that's okay.
It was pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, I am flying blind over here. I don't have Anthony's audio in my ear, so I'm really not part of this conversation anymore. All right, guys, we're sorry for the interruption here. We're having some I can't even talk right now. I'm having some speech difficulties. Some technical difficulties with Anthony. We're trying to FaceTime with him and split the call between both me and Matt's phones. That's not really working out for us right now. We're having some issues there. So we're going to try and sort this out, and hopefully we'll be back for you with another podcast next week, and hopefully we'll have everything fixed and figured out by then. So thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter @BarkingRatMedia. Thanks.